That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Not even kidding. That is a man being pulled by huskies. That's brilliant. This is one of the, I mean, what we should have done is got him on the park bench and asked him about his huskies, but that would entail another microphone or something.
But for next time.
Effort. What we need is a mic that actually sits there and is directional rather than on us.
That would involve some planning.
Yeah, we haven't been good at that. Anyway,
So
so
we
it's
were
on that subject, Emojli.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Tom.
And this is the Park Bench.
And today we are answering a question from Random Addendum on Twitter.
And other people had the same answer.
Several other people. What was it like running and then shutting down Emojli? We set up an emoji-only messenger.
Year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago.
We'd had Yo had come out.
Yeah, which was the IM program that you could only
Send the word Yo.
Yeah.
Everyone had forgotten about that now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Has.
Yeah.
Whatever. And also Unicode had released their newest set of emojis.
Yeah.
And Unicode, if you don't know, they're the people who keep
Decide
track.
on emojis.
Yeah.
I mean, they have other jobs, but nowadays in the press, they are the people who
The emoji
decide.
people.
Yeah. Well done, Unicode.
So,
Sorry, I just love it. So it's a massive international collaborative effort of standardisation, and the only thing they get press for is emoji.
yeah, they're the emoji lot.
Yeah.
Preservation of no emoji. So the two things happened at the same time. We
Both had an idea.
both had an idea at the same time, thinking, just a sec, no one's done an emoji-only messenger.
Yeah.
So we'd met up. We were sat on.
We've told the story. If you want to hear the story of the setup,
Yeah.
we will link you to the thing. But it worked. Like you saw that video about 2 days after launch day, I think, when we put that up, and we haven't
Yeah.
really talked on YouTube about it since. Apart from to say it's dead now. It's gone. I was worryingly synchronised, Matt.
Yeah.
We call
Messenger,
it-
iPhone, later
Yeah.
Androids,
Yeah.
and then
70,000 users.
for a stupid little idea.
And so let's talk about what it was like running it, because it was mainly a tech support job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We set up the database, we set up the apps, that's it. It just runs itself because
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's just a messenger. You don't,
Yeah.
Until the emails started rolling in.
Rolling in.
We put a public email address saying, what was it, hello@emoji.ly.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That's dead now as well.
And you go, why won't it work on bloody bloody blah? Like, because
Yeah.
we haven't made it work on bloody bloody blah.
It was quite fun because people kept assuming we were a startup because we are
Two
white techies launching an app. So of course it's a startup and not a cheap joke. But we actually started getting emails from investors.
Some more credible than others.
Yes, some blatantly trying it on. Oh yeah, we've got a big corporation here. We've got lots of money that could really. Let's have a quick go. No, you're some bloke operating out of a tiny little office somewhere in Europe.
Oh, you got a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, so has everyone.
I don't know what any of these words mean.
Was it? We had a phone call with someone who claimed to be working with Ashton Kutcher's team. Now, that's a big claim. It might have been true. Either way, it was always, we'd like equity in your business for a small amount. It's not.
It's not a business. We were happy to give it off to someone because it was something we'd made and didn't give a crap about.
Yes.
Now we finished it. So great. Here's the code to make it work. Deal with it. Have it. Give us a bit.
Because let's be
for our
honest,
time.
70,000 users, you could actually do something with that. Like, if we had put weeks and weeks of effort into this, we might have been able to make it a thing. Maybe it would have been 1 in 10 odds, 1 in 100 odds, rather than 1 in 10,000.
Proper marketing and then making it work on every platform and bug fixing.
And there's all a number of things we could have done. We could have done what WhatsApp have done and started opening it to other things, having a web. We could have done that. We both have jobs we quite like. I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, I had a full-time job, didn't I?
Yeah.
YouTube is now my full-time job, which is.
But before then, you were working in office.
Yeah, I was working in office writing web
For
toys.
the system.
Yeah, literally for a newspaper. Brilliant. That's what paid my bills well enough that I could go YouTube full-time.
Yeah.
You
And
were
now I'm the same job as I'm doing now.
Yeah,
Fixing radio stations. And
we're quite happy with that.
Yeah.
So we weren't really wanting to sell equity in exchange because we said this in the big talk. It's a job.
Yeah.
You don't get $12 million. You get a debt of $12 million.
Yeah.
You have to pay back.
The
or
investment is an
default
investment. It's
Yeah.
paying you to do some work in advance. It's,
on. Yeah. We don't like
no.
work. So what happened is it steadily rolled on. You actually worked on the Android version. which astonished me, because you were bored.
It was over Christmas. I had Christmas off that year and needed something to do. Sat around the living room with my family. I can talk and code at the same time.
So we launched that, and that got us a few more users and a few more downloads. But there's an interesting thing in Europe, and in Britain in particular. Americans won't have this. In America, data protection is a civil thing, not a criminal thing. So you sue a company, but there's no criminal penalties if you screw up generally, unless it's really, really egregious. Britain has something called the Data Protection Act, which means that if you store personal data about people, you have to register as what is called a data controller. And that's about 50 quid a year if you're a small company or you're setting up an app. I would love to see, I was going to do once, and we never got round to it, I was going to email all the top startups, the hot startups in London's Silicon Roundabout, and ask for their data protection and registration information. Because if any investigative journalists out there want to write that article, I am fairly sure half the apps in London haven't actually bothered to register for data protection.
Which we're not taking the piss out. This is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea.
You're holding people's data. You've got to have some kind of way of saying, I am going to protect this, I'm not going to leak it,
this is what I'm going to do with
safe.
it. Yeah. It's a brilliant idea, but I bet they're not doing it, so you can have that idea for free.
Yeah.
And you have to renew that every year, along with domain names. And you had to get Apple registration for this, didn't
the
you?
Apple registration was around 100 quid.
Yeah.
And then we were donated server,
yes,
luckily.
I keep thanking Bytemark for this. Bytemark are lovely. If you want a techie server set up in the UK, I think they're in Sheffield or something like that.
York.
I might have that wrong. York.
They're in
You're
York.
right. They're in Yorkshire. I forgot they're in York. They are lovely. And they gave us a free server. But it came to the point where we had to either spend 200 quid to keep the joke going, or kill it.
And it made no money. It got on the Mail website, it got in papers.
Yeah, but anything gets on the Mail website. You can have a squirrel fart in the park.
I'd watch that. We should invite it on.
And I just know that we've just lost 3 viewers who've just gone up and gone, squirrel farting in park, and just seeing if there's a Daily Mail article about it.
If there was.
If there was, that'd be quite good. But
all that publicity, we have made no money from it.
No.
We lost money.
Yeah, we lost money.
We paid to make it. We used our time to make it. Okay, it was a joke. It was great fun. I'd still think it's worth it. Do you think it's worth it?
Oh, it was absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
But it was also worth killing it, because I saw the stats on how many of those 70,000 users stuck around after 5 minutes. Because I sent out all the push notifications that said, we're shutting down, please download your data if you want it.
Yeah.
Which we did, by the way. That was because that's important.
Yeah, because the amount of times you've put time and effort into using a platform, and okay, this is a stupid joke, but I've uploaded photos to platforms before and had to download the whole lot again, and you can't do that.
But that's okay. But the worst thing is when they say, we've shut down now.
Yeah.
We're shutting down in 2 days. You can't get your data out.
You can't get anything out.
It wasn't beyond the wit of man that someone might have had a meaningful conversation in there. That there might have been someone who was talking with a long lost relative, someone who's now passed away, something like that. And you want to give them the option, even if it's just an HTML or a JSON output. It was really, really simple, but it was some way of getting data out there, and that's important.
Not pretty, it's just functional. You get the stuff out.
It got the job done. And then, because of the Data Protection Act, and because we were unregistering from that, by the way, the Information Commissioner, who is the people who handle the Data Protection Act, I emailed them. When they emailed me and said, you need to renew in 30 days, I emailed them and said, no, we're not renewing. Please take us off the register on this date. And you know who's really good at handling unsubscribe requests? They're fantastic.
Oh, of course.
Because they've got
their
to.
job.
Because if they screw up, they've got to investigate themselves. They're amazing at it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, so they just said, that's fine. No, we've got that sorted. So we had to delete all user data, all usernames, everything before that date. So we issued a database command. I think it's still the most recent.
It's on Vine.
It's the most recent. I haven't used Vine in months. If you want to see the exact date and moment we shut it down, it's the most recent Vine I have as I record this.
I think it was on my Vine.
Was it?
It was probably the second most recent.
I
It was
probably
something really
revined it or
crap
something
in
like that.
I don't post.
I don't think it's Vine.
You can have a look if you want, though. It's us pressing go on a keyboard.
Yeah, and a MySQL command because it was MySQL, because of course it was MySQL.
Oh, and we played Hoppy Poller on the background.
We did, to make it more, because you can do that on Vine, because you don't really ask for a copyright in a 6-second clip of a song. Can we get away with fair use on that? I don't know, we tried. And we, hit the button and poof, everything kind of evaporated into nothingness. And we deleted our backups and Bytemark decommissioned the server.
So the data's no longer there. We're safe on that respect.
Yeah. Has anyone updated the Wikipedia article on it? Because someone set up a Wikipedia article.
Oh, did they? I didn't even think to look.
Yeah. Have you got your phone? Yeah. Get your phone. Yeah, because apparently... So, you don't have a Wikipedia article at the minute.
No.
Don't do that. Because what will happen is a Wikipedia admin, and I know a Wikipedia admin, and that's the reason I've got a Wikipedia page, because he did it first, because he's a jerk. What will happen is he will have to go in and delete it because of notability. I personally don't think I'm notable enough, but...
I certainly don't have any references.
Exactly. So, no, all that will happen is it will get speedy deleted, you'll have wasted your time and angered Wikipedia. Don't do that, it's not nice.
So I have the article.
Oh, right, what does it say?
I see past tense.
Yes!
Initial release, August 29th, 2014.
Yep.
14 months ago.
Oh, bloody hell.
Emojli was a social
That's
application.
it. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. We can talk about this on Citation Needed at some point now. No, because what we're doing there is we're setting ourselves up for a 15-minute roasting from Gary and Chris.
Oh, God, yes.
That is just handing them, here you go, here's a really easy ball, knock it out the park.
Just, get ready on the ding, ding, biscuits, ding.
Yeah. A load of people have asked, by the way, because I sense we're coming to the end of this, a load of people have asked us whether... we should do a video about how the Citation Needed crew met. We should do one with them. We absolutely will next time we meet up, which is like once every 4 or 6 months at this point. We've all got lives in different bits of the country, but that will happen at some point.
It's hundreds of miles between us.
Yeah. But that is the story of Emojli.
Yeah.
We set it up.
And then we killed it.
Yes. Do you want to start a new app at some point, Matt?
No.